Hi guys, Tuva here. Well, what's been going on? Still not well, guys, and still not strong enough to actually be able to put something together for a video. So I thought it would be good fun and give me something to try and do in short periods of time when I'm not so tired, to put some of my old videos together and combine them, or just snippets from each. I think there's 4 videos, but snippets from each one, and combine them and make it into one video showing you some of my early videos. For some of you may not have seen them, and there are some good things in there, good pointers, good lessons really, but you have to remember that they are very raw. They were my first ones and I didn't know what editing was back then. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. If you do, put a comment below, and maybe if it was enjoyable, I'll do another batch of other ones and see what I can come up with. But hopefully soon I will be stronger and feeling more up to doing videos again. In the meantime, I wish you all well, and I hope everything is fine with you. And to those that may be going through exactly the same as what I am, I wish you well, and hope that you're getting over it. So love you all guys, keep strong, and I will be back really soon. So enjoy the following clips. It is one of the first things you learn. We cast a circle, we are endeavouring to make a sphere of a place of protection to protect yourself. So I'm just going to do some drumming to raise some energy, and then I'm going to talk you all through it, yeah? So we're going to start off with a beat, just to get ourselves into the frame of mind. So we're going to beat. Just let it go over you. Just let the drumming go over you. Away from the world and away from anything that we don't want to be within. It's our own little world. And the same goes for when you protect yourself. You're putting yourself into your own little world. And it is a lovely feeling. If you do it correctly, you will feel it. You will know that you are protected. Now, the reason for this is because, not saying there's lots of bad stuff out there, but when you're doing spiritual work, a little light shines because you are using your inner powers and your inner being, and it portrays outwards because you're doing something spiritual. Now, it's not just for witches, it's not just for anything like that. It can even be somebody praying in a church, you know. So protection is very, very important. You don't want to allow anything spiritual bad to come in and attach itself to you, or to start doing things around your house. Look up into the universe and you see a pinprick of white light right in the middle of the universe, and you see it start to come towards you, getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and as it comes towards you, it gets stronger, the light gets brighter. You can see this silver white light until it's literally right above your head, and you can feel it. You can feel the strength, you can feel the power. Now this is the universal energy, the light force and the life force, and it comes down into the center of your crown. It is glorious white silver, and as it comes into your head, the whole of your crown chakra will open up, and you can feel it. You can actually sense it and feel it. But what it does, as I say, this energy comes down and feels that, and eventually you might find a little tingling, or you might get a slight headache, but you'll know when that energy is there. And then it comes down. You see it coming down. You see it coming until it gets to your throat. Now you might find you get a bit of an ache in your throat, and that means it's there, and it's like a real deep blue. And that's your communication chakra. That's where you speak from. People are like stuck there because they can't speak out what's actually causing them grief. And it comes down to your heart chakra. And this can be a bit tender. You will feel it. Sometimes you want to cry, or sometimes you want to laugh. Sometimes you just feel, oh. And that's because the power is actually into the heart chakra, and that's a big chakra. And if you got things going on emotionally, you will feel it. And then you see that light descend, and it comes down to the solar plexus, which is just above the belly button area. And that is literally a beautiful, bright, vibrant yellow. And the heart chakra, I'm sorry, that is either green or pink. You can see it in 2 tones. You'll feel that one. Definitely, because that is where your umbilical cord come from. That is where your spiritual umbilical cord comes from. And so you will feel like a fluttering feeling. It then goes down both legs, see it as white, and it goes both legs right to the bottom, right to your feet. And then out to the bottom of your feet, you must see that white energy like stems from a tree, like roots coming out of your feet and going deep into the earth. See it going all the way down as far as you can imagine to the bowels of the earth, right to the heart of Mother Earth. And you are grounded. You are then protected. You're opened up, ready for spiritual work, and you are grounded. And that is a state that you should be in when doing anything spiritual. So let's have a look at the sword. Now I had this at my 2nd and 3rd degree, because believe it or not, you can't have one as a 1st degree initiate. You have to be high priesthood, because with this comes a lot of responsibility. You can do things which could have disastrous effect. So basically this is your sword. Now when you buy a sword, it's a good idea to be able to hold it, because if you're casting circle, you don't want it going like that because it's too heavy. You want to be able to grip it with one hand. You want to be able to hold your arm in, because that gives it more stability. And then you want to be able to move around without any shaking, because sometimes you're holding that sword for quite a long time. And it's a nice thing to own. It is really nice. But you never use this in the woods. You never use this in the woods. You use wood. So if you wanted to use, like if I'm working in the woods, I will use a staff or a wooden sword, but I would never ever use a metal one, because it's offensive to the spirits of the woods. Now the witch's athame is the true witch's blade. You can do most things like what you do with the sword with it. So it's still powerful, and it's got your energy in it, and it's something that becomes part of you. So, and 1st degrees, it's so much easier for them to cast circle with when they're training. It's easier to hold, it's not heavy, and you know, you don't have to go like that with it. You can actually hold your arm out with it and use it to invoke angels. You can use it like for good spirits, for stuff like that. It's never used in a bad way. So it's not used as much as the athame or the sword, believe it or not. That's the wand. Now, they were really good in ritual, and they were an art to use, believe me. That's what the churches use, but also Alexandrians use them big time, because basically the censer is where you burn your incense for ritual, and you would use it all around the circle, and then people would breathe it in. And it's a purification, and it is also to welcome good energy and to banish bad energies. I'll be showing you how we do consecrating of salt and water. You need to be able to know the words and know the actions, but plus use the energies as well. So I'm going to give you a brief description before we go ahead and explain a few things, and that is First of all, you have to go within. You have to find your inner power, because that's what's doing it. It's not the words that's doing it. It's not anything like that. So basically, you need to know your words, but you also need to be able to stir that energy up and bring it from here within. Make it travel up to your heart, to your shoulder, and then down your arm into your thami, and that is your power. That is the power that's going to do what you're going to be doing with the salt and water. It's not coming from anywhere else. It's coming from within you as a witch. So, guys, we're going to do that. Also, you can use any salt. I mean, normally I would use rock salt because I like that, or sea salt. But if you haven't got that, it doesn't matter. You can use any salt. And water, obviously. Anyway, you've got your water, which you need in a little vessel. I normally use a brass one because I just think it looks nicer, and it's all about how things look as well. So the way you're dressed, you're altered. So you would go from the bottom left upwards, so you will be going like that, yeah? Because you need to banish anything that's in here that shouldn't be. So we go. I exorcise thee, O thou creature of water, that thou cast out from thee all the impurities and uncleanlinesses of the spirits of the world of phantasm. Wherefore do I bless thee and consecrate thee in the most potent and powerful of names. And then at that point you put your own god or goddess or divinity or whatever you want to put into the water to put that spark. So you would then say, like I will whisper mine in. You can do what you like. It's your water, your salt. So, yeah. So you then put that in there. And then you take the water and you put it to one side. And you get the salt. Now the salt is already blessed. It's not a vehicle that's going to take negativity. So we don't banish over it, but we do put the athame point in the centre, as water purifies the body. So the scourge purifies the soul, because they are tools of the craft that are used in ritual, and water being the female, the scourge being power, which could represent the god. The scourge cleanses within, and water cleanses within too, but in different ways, spiritually and physically. So that is why we do that. And then you can say at the end, I do bless thee that thou mayest aid me. In the most potent and powerful of names, you then say your god or goddess's name again. So I'm going to say, and that is how Alexandrians do their salt and water. Freyja, oh, with your feathers, oh Freyja. You want to see Freyja. Freyja is beautiful. She has golden hair. Sometimes she has red hair and sometimes brown hair, depending on the mode in which she's in. But today I want you to see her with flaxen hair. So we're going to... Hark, what is that? The drums. The drums are beating. In front of you is a path. It's quite chilly because you are in the north of the world. There is snow on the ground. There are blades of grass just popping their heads through the ice. And as you walk down this pathway through all this, In the distance you can see this beautiful bonfire. As you walk toward it, you're a little bit scared because you don't know if they can see you. And my friends, yes, they can. But they see you and welcome you. They say, come to the fire, warm yourself. She'll be here in a moment. Take this time to absorb everything around this area. You suddenly notice there is a river with a longboat. What a wonderful scenery. All of a sudden, everybody stands up and they all bow. Freyja has come. Freyja is here. She is so beautiful. Her long golden hair nods to people, absorbs everybody, and then she sees you. She sees you, my friend. Only love comes from her eyes as she fixes them upon you, your eyes. What is she saying to you? She's saying, oh, my child, oh, you have a pathway to walk, and I would love to be part of it. Take this moment. Ask her anything you want. She will always be with you. Dance to the beat of the drums. Drink and make merry in her presence. Join with the others and absorb the energy that Freyja gives, for that is Freyja. So, my friends, it's now time to come back to this world, to come back to this earth, to come back to where you are. So it's time to embrace our past. It's time to embrace what the gods have in store for us. If you're having problems with coming out of another religion, it is a difficult time. It is very difficult, but what I would say is always go with your gut instinct. Don't be swayed by what people tell you. Study, read books, do things to find out for yourself, and don't be scared of whatever teachings that you've been given in the past, because at the end of the day there is nothing to fear but fear itself. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to say thank you to any new subscribers out there. I really appreciate it, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I wish you a really happy day or evening wherever you might be. So for now I'm going to say Elsa Valang.